Lehavin Inyan Sukkos Shuzecher La'ananei Kavod. To understand the concept of Sukkos, which is a remembrance to the clouds of honor, Shekif West Israel Bamidbar, that surrounded Israel in the desert, Shenamar, like it says, L'man Yedu Dorosechem, that in order so that your generations should know, Ki B'Sukkos Hoshavti Es B'nei Israel, that I sat the sons of Israel in Sukkos. Ve'enyin she'im chamasur meruba mitzilas psula, in the concept of that if its shade, if its sun is greater than its shade, it's possible. V'gam tzarich lahavin shelo tehei, v'gam tzarich lios shelo tehei, mu'uva b'yoser, and also that the schach should not be too thick. Ela she'yihi kochavim nirim mitoch chulo, but that the stars should be seen through it. Yesh Lehavin tchila inyan kishur v'smichus kfius Chag Hasukos achar Yom HaKippurim. We first need to understand the connection and the set time of the holiday of Sukkos after Yom Kippur Dafka mitchila tzarich Lehavin inyan Yom HaKippurim mahu. And we first need to understand the concept of Yom Kippur. Ve'agav yisbar Mamar Zal, and on the side, we'll also explain what our sages said, bigdi gdol, concerning the garments of the Kohen Gadol. Huve berambam ligin psak halacha perik ches mehilchos klei hamikdash, and it's brought the halacha and the Rambam and the laws of the vessels of the mikdash. V'zeh l'shono, and this is what he says: Hamitz nefesh shel Kohen Gadol orcha tezaynama ha'avnei lamed bezama, that the hat of the Kohen Gadol, it's 16 amas long, and the belt of the Kohen Gadol is 32 amas long. Makifu machziro krach al gabe krach, that he circles it around, one circle around the other. Pirush habin snefes, who can mean kavak shel ha'ishmaelim, that is to say that the hat is like this hat called the kavak of the sons of Ishmael, Shemakifu machziro al gabi rosh, that he wrapped it around the head, krach al gabi krach, around itself. V'chein ha'avneit hu chagora shechoger bein atzilei yadav. So too, the belt is this. The avnet is like this belt that you wrap around underneath your elbows, v'gam, or underneath the underneath your arms. V'gam ken makifu machziro sham shu al gabi alev, so it's perhaps underneath the armpits. It can't be right underneath the armpits because it says lo yachguru beyaza, but it says it's at any rate underneath the heart. It's on top of the heart, wrapped around krach al gabi krach, wrapped around a wrap. Ad close orkan, until you're finished the length shulam and bezama shel chagora v'tes zayin amas shel amitz nefes, which are 32 amas for the belt and 16 amas for the hat. Lehavin kol zeh, and to understand all this, tzarich lehavin tchila kol ikar inyan habigadi mahu. We need to first understand the whole concept of garments. B'hiyoski matzinu ba'adam v'chavad shelo tamu meitzadas, because we find by Adam and Chava, before they tasted from the tree of knowledge, Ne'amar bahem, it says by them, Vayihiu shnehem arumim, it says that they were both naked, V'lo yispo shashu, and they were not embarrassed, Shelo hivchinu v'yadau tzorech lebegadim klal, that they did not recognize or distinguish the need for clothing at all, el kishitamu meitzadas tovera, until they tasted from the tree of knowledge of good and bad. Azai v'tipach kachna inei shnehem, and that point, so their eyes were open, both of them, v'yedu ki yedu mimhem, and they knew that they were naked, v'yispiru alei teina, and they sewed fig leaves, v'yasu lahem chagoros, and they made belts for themselves. Vayin b'murei nevuchim b'tchila, so hekshel zeh, and look in Or in the beginning, where he asks, how is it that through sin their eyes were opened, Shuhu Maila, which is a greatness. That because they sinned, they got to have a recognition. And he explained that this knowledge is not a great thing. And so too it says in Zohar V'eschanan that their eyes were opened in smoke, or in ipush is like some kind of rot or something, stale, that they became stale. Ipusha dahai alma, their eyes were open to the staleness of this world. Mad lo havi kodem, this that they didn't have before, meaning to say that they started noticing the physical world, whereas before they were only thinking about higher things. That before they were only looking up and recognizing above. And in the time to come, it says, that I will conduct the blind ones in a path they did not know. Perhaps meaning the ones who didn't look at the world in this way. That's a mila that they didn't see. So there's a promise to those people in the time to come, perhaps. And this is like the Bechaya explains, or maybe that the people in this world are now called, even though we see, we're now called blind because we don't have a recognition for what's higher. So at any rate, the Bechaya says in the verse that the shochad yaverei chachamim, that bribes blind the eyes of the sages, that is to say, they will not be able to, and they will not merit the idea of they will see eye to eye. B'shuv Hashem. So what does it mean that if you're a judge and you take bribes that will blind you, meaning to say you will no longer merit that idea because you become coarsened by the physical. So too, before the sin of the tree, their vision and their grasping was similar to this idea of you will see eye to eye, belokus in divinity. Therefore, the concepts and the physical desires did not hold any place by them. And that's why they were both naked and not embarrassed. And so we find by the prophets, when the spirit of prophecy would overtake them, they did not recognize or know the need for clothing at all. Like it says in Shmuel concerning Shaul, that he also took off his clothing and had prophecy, when he fell down naked. Hagar and Hagav Baharadak Ubehar al-Bag. And look in the Radak and the Ralbag that they're the Pashtanim that say that this is meant literally, while the other Mefarshim, including Rashi, say that he took off his bigdi Malchus. And the taking off of the clothing and falling down naked, who Mechozek Hadvekus Bemuskalos, is from the tremendous attachment to intellectual concepts, to the point where they were not feeling the physical things. We can say that the prophecy is a concept of vision. And this is like Adam Arishon before the sin. Tavi mashkich, pikchin le'ela. that they also were gazing and looking at above. Ad and through this it was that they were not embarrassed by their lack of clothing, because they were looking above. And so too the concept of taking off the garments, it's removed from thought, speech, and action of strange desires and meaningless desires of this world. Because thought, speech, and action are called garments and clothing. So if your thought, speech, and your actions are taken off from this world, they're not involved in matters of this world, so it's like you're naked. Look what it's brought in Shir Hashirim. It says, go out and see, go out from your garments. Inyan, and the concept is because the level and the concept of the prophet is that he comes to a state of removal from the physical, and he reaches the state of Adam, the first man, like he was before the sin. At that point he did not know from the tree of knowledge of good and bad. When it says by them that they were naked. And the concept is that the garments are drawn out from the concept of wisdom. That chachma is called a garment. So here you have, if the levushi and nefesh are machshava dibra maaseh, but the truth is that they come from chachma, that the chachma is the concept of a garment. K'mo she'amru Razal, Rabbi Yochanan havi kari lemana michabdusa, that Rabbi Yochanan would call his garment my honor, ubechinas chachma nikra kavod, and the concept of chachma is called honor. When it says, go out and look in the Mamar, where it explains the idea of that the sages inherit honor, they inherit kavod. Perek Beis Torah Ohr Parshas Beshalach B'dibur Amaschil Ususasi B'dichvei Paro Gabi Ach En Eich Yochalis Labesh. And look in the Mamar about the horses of Paro, where it says, with the question, how can a person enclothe himself? How can Hashem enclothe himself in this world? That's through the whole world being filled with His honor. And the only honor is Torah. So the pasuk that the whole world is filled with His honor means that Hashem, so to speak, wears the garment of Torah, of wisdom, in order to be enclothed in this world. Look in Torah Ohr about how Moshe said that the midos of Zah, the test midos, concerning the idea of that he spread out a light like a garment. And look what's brought about the idea in the Mamar Hazino about that I created it for my honor. So we have the concept of Hashem's honor in the process of creation. And look what's brought in the Mamar Hazino. The previous quote was from Drush Hasheni, and this is from Drush Hashlishi, concerning the idea of to draw out the honor, Baruch Kavod. You'd be mamshich the Kavod, which again all of these are higher concept of kavod, like the concept of kavod ilah, of chachma, in comparison to the kavod tota of malchus. That you have a concept of kavod in chachma, of honor, which is the concept of levush. בתורה אור בדיבור המזכיר לבסומי בפוריה דרושה שני בפרש השלמי שבא לכאן ותלמודו בידו. And look in the concept of the Mamar of getting drunk on Purim, about the person praised is the one who comes here with his Talmud in his hand, because it's like a garment for him in Gan Eden, for his neshama. בדיבור המזכיר תנו רבנן נר חנוכה בבית שמאי אומרים בעניין Aleph Samach Himem. ובדיבור המזכיר אלה שמוס בני ישראל, ובדיבור המזכיר ועשו להם ציציס, על כנפי בגדיהם עד כאן הגה. Look what's brought in the Mamar about tzitzis, that you have lamed beis chutin, which are a concept of kavod, and it's on the corners of your garments. So all of this is a concept that connects chachma to kavod and garments. כמו שכתוב במקום אחר, אלא שהמלבוש עם הגשמים שלנו. Only that our physical garments, שיש בהם טוב ורע, that have good and bad, הם נמשכים מן השכל שלמטה, are drawn from the intellect below, שהוא בחינת חכמה, which is the idea of wisdom, שמעץ הדס, that comes from the tree of knowledge, שכלול מטוב ורע, that are composed of good and bad. וכמו שכתוב בדיבור המזכיר הזינו השמיים דרושה ג' פרק ג', like it says in הזינו the Mamar and הזינו יין שם ולכן מדרגת אדם הראשון, and therefore the level of Adam the first man, Kodem Chet Eitz Hadas, before the sin of the tree of knowledge, Shayamuv Shat Mebechinas Das, said Eitz Hadas Tovera, that he was removed from this type of knowledge, of the tree of knowledge of good and bad. Ein Zeh Chesron, this is not a lack, Ela Maila, but a greatness. Shahayam Lamaila Mebechinas Das V'Seichel Zeh HaMe'orav Mitovera, that he was above this concept of recognition and intellect that's composed of good and bad. V'chein gam hanavi, so too the prophet, kisharuach nevuah lo veshes, when the spirit of prophecy would rest on him, hainu sheba lechlal b'china shelamayla meseichel enushi, that is, that he got to a level that's beyond human intellect. Vayin ma shekos b'dibur hamaskil magbi l'sheves b'torah or parshas miketz v'zel shono. Look what's brought in Torah or, the one who's high that sits in Parshas Miketz, where it says, "V'aseichel hamuskol umusag b'seichel enushi," that the intellect that's grasped and understood in human intellect, who sheker is false. Hipuch mamash mechachmas elokis, and the exact opposite from divine intellect, shehi chachmas emes, which is the wisdom of truth. Like it says also about the sages of philosophy, that divinity is not grasped by human intellect at all. Just like the stone cannot grasp intellect, so too intellect cannot grasp the divine. Well, and on this it says the verse, if you search with Chakira, will you find the divine? That there in Chovos HaLevavos it says, since it's not in the ability of our mind to grasp, and just like they've proven with clear proofs, that outside the surrounding of heaven. There's no concept of place or air at all. B'seichel lahasig zeh echumahu yafshar sheyusag b'shum ofen. And in intellect to grasp this and what it is impossible in any way. What's beyond the universe. And from this it shows that the intellect is too short to reach and grasp spiritual wisdom. And therefore the prophet, in the time of his prophecy, and the time that he is beyond the concept of knowledge and intellect of humans, of good and bad, the human intellect that is composed of good and bad. And like it says about the Navi that went and as a messenger for Elisha, Limshoach lamelech es Yehu b'dvar Hashem, to go and anoint Yehu with from the word of Hashem, who said to do it. Madua baha meshuga hazei lecha? Why has this crazy man come to us? According to Chazal, the Navi was the Navi Yonah. That he seemed to be a crazy person in comparison to men who were able to grasp human intellect, because he came in a state beyond intellect, therefore he's called a Meshuggah. And that's why it says by Shaul that he fell down naked, because he reached higher than the tree of knowledge, from which comes the necessity to our garments. Not just like the garments and clothing that are physical are drawn from Chokhmah, from wisdom that comes from the tree of knowledge of good and evil. So too you can understand here in the higher garments that are also come from the concept of Chokhmah. We're talking about the garments of the Kohen, which is called the concept of honor, which are 32 paths of wisdom. And the honor is the concept of this garment. Inyan and that's the concept of great is the honor of Hashem, or drawn out is the garment. That you cannot have a grasping of the infinite light unless you have wisdom. So when you want to say to draw it out, you say that the honor of Hashem should be drawn out, because that's the garment that the Ein Sof is enclothed in. Which is a concept of a garment that he wears like a garment. However, so too you have the idea of that which is beyond the wisdom and holiness, which is divine understanding, which is removed from the bad. It's also called the concept of honor. Baruch Kvod Havaya Mimikomo, that Hashem is greatened and drawn out from his place. And it's also called a garment. And from which come the supernal garments, the holy garments that don't have any bad, God forbid. So it's not higher than the Chokhmah, the Kedusha, but just so you can understand, above, in the Chokhmah of Kedusha, you have these garments that don't, this intellect that doesn't have bad a way of grasping the divine that's unenclothed. Ulchein amru razal, chacham adif minavi. And therefore a sage said that a sage is greater than a navi. Because if we say that a navi already takes off the garments, so do you have beyond that garments that you do put on, garments within holiness that are beyond this idea, a garment to grasp what's higher, that's even beyond the navi, that the navi, in order to grasp, takes off his clothing, but if you truly want to go higher, you have to put on a spiritual garment in order to get that. That's higher than the navi, so that's why the chacham is higher than the navi, because he's drawing down higher and wearing a garment of chachma. Inyan bigday kahuna de kohen gadol, and that's the concept of the clothing of the kohen gadol, shnikra bigday kodesh, which are called garments of holiness, shnimshach yimechachmayla, that are drawn out from supernal wisdom, hanikra kodesh, that's called holy. That's why they call the garments of holy of chachma. Kidu, as is known. Now these garments were made out of flax, specifically linen. As and it says there, he'll wear a ketonet, a shirt of linen, and pants of linen will be on his flesh, and he should wear a belt of linen, and wear a hat of linen, and a Messiah big day kodeshim chulu, when it ends, that these are holy garments, the concept of kodesh of chachma. Inyan, and the concept is kihini apisht and begashmius muvdal hu ba'achas mikol mini tzmachim hanizraim, that the linen physically is separate and unique from all the other plants that grow, like wheat and grain and the like, that from one seed comes a number of stalks, except for flax, that from one seed only comes one stalk, and that's why pishtan is called, so to speak, alone. That is to say that they grow each one to itself. And bad means alone as is known, like, I guess, like levad. Inyan, and the concept is because this concept comes from the world of union, of unity. And as is known, that all physical things have a source and root above, spiritually, and in the likeness of their essence and existence of their source above, in spiritual, kachu gamkin ofan mehuso begashmi, so too it is in the way it exists in the physical. Therefore, all the concept of linen above comes from the world of union, of unity. In another book it says, Liyoski shoresh bechinas apishton amayla nimshachas molam achdus lachin gam gidla pishton agashmius who gamkin kach, that since the source of flax above is drawn from the world of union, therefore the way the pishton grows below physically is also in this likeness. Who gamkin kach bedugmazu shigdelim bad bebad, that they grow each one alone, that each seed brings out only one one stalk. One singular stalk, and not in a multitude. And that's why the Kohen Gadol needed to wear linen garments, specifically ketonis bad kodesh chulu, a shirt of linen of the holy. And that's because at that point he was entering inside and inside. He was going to the world of unity in order to atone for the sins of Israel, like it says that and it'll be atoned. It'll call us Bnei Israel. That from there is the source of forgiveness. And then you have to be clothed in garments of union, specifically of unity. That come from that level. And therefore they're garments of white. And it says on the bottom, and in that other book it says, and therefore they were also garments of white. And that is because the color white is not like the other colors, like red and black, and the like, that the concept of whiteness is the essence of that thing, halovin that's white, shari efshar klala asus gevin lavan shiyet sovea bo is a davar lahosifu laharkiv bo mari alavanonis chulu, that you cannot take something and paint it so that it should to add on to its color and to compose it to become the color white. That the white is the starting point and not something you compose of other colors. Which is not the case with the other colors, that they are a composition and an addition to the essence of the thing and matter that you're coloring or painting. And as is known, that you can make colors and to paint in color and add and compose a simple object to have the color red or black or green, and the like. And this color is an addition to that thing that's being colored. That before it was simple, and now it's composed, and now has, in addition to itself, a color. And if so, these colors are not part of its essence. But white is not so. White can be essential quality of the thing, and it doesn't have to be something added onto it or composed together with the object. That we see that you cannot add onto and create the color white to add onto and to compose on some object that's already white. And this, that they whiten the flax that in order to make it look nicer. That is only taking out from the hidden state to the revealed. That it already has idea that by taking off the thing that darkens it, through washing and setting out into the sun, as is known. And that is because the white color is the essence of the thing, and not in addition to it. That a person should be able to make the color white at all. And you don't have anything that's white unless it was white like that from the beginning. Hagam sheish kach b'maros acherim, even though you do have such a concept with other colors. Kamo b'tchilas havayaso, like kach b'tchilas havayaso, from the way they were in the beginning. Kamo yarak rokos hashayva, like the greenness of, here it's saying yellow, like sallow, of the beeswax. V'hazav, and the gold, v'admumis hadam, and the redness of blood, ukiyotz and the like, that is, that in the beginning of their creation they were composed as such, by the Shemaim, to the heavens. But not that they are essentially that way. That Hashem composed these colors from the beginning, but they're still composed. Since we see Shem Gavanim Shitzovim Behem, since they're colors that we color with them, Musifim Maramehem, and we add color with these kinds of colors, Al Davar Pashur, on a simple object. Im Kain Inyan Bechinas Atzmius Kanal, if so, they're not from the concept of essence at all. They're not from the concept of essence, like we said. Im Kain Bedavar Shumin Tchilas Havayaso Kach, if so, something that from its beginning of its creation is like that. Hainu shohor kavubi de shamayim mitchilas haltol dasan chulu, that is, that it was composed in the heavens of heaven from the beginning of its creation. That it was composed that way, to be that composed color. Mash'en can be given Lehavin, which is not the case with the color white. Shari ein lecha shum given Lehavin lahosif mari Lehavin al davar pashut. That you don't have any color of white to add on to the white color of any simple thing. Ela kol shu Lehavin hainu shu kach mitchilas tolda. So that is, anything that is white didn't get that way by composition, but it was like that from the beginning of its creation. Hainu lefi shu mari atzmius v'dal, and that is because white is this essential color. And that is because all physical concepts have as one of their attributes their color. That's part of its essence, and that's called part of its essence. That's the whiteness of the thing. Which is not the case with a different color. It's composed in addition to that thing. And so to it is above, that these linen garments, they come from the world of union, of unity, are also white garments, which is the concept of the essence of his revelation of the essence. And not a composition, an enclothement in something that's outside of him, to wear a garment of something else, but it's an essential garment, a part of him. And like it says in another place, that this is the concept of lights as they are removed from the concept of their vessels. That there is a concept of life force that's simple and the ultimate of simplicity, without any other existence or essence apart from it. To confine it, to be like a specific thing, like this and not like that. That simple means not described at all to be in any particular way, meaning just the concept, the essential concept, without leaning towards any description. Like it says in Sefer Yetzirah, that you have 10 spheros without what? without a what is this, without a description. That is to say, the lights of the 10 spheres which are without essence. Even though they're only a revelation of a glimmer alone, from the emanator, may he be blessed. Nonetheless, the revelation is similar to the essence, which is simple in the ultimate of simplicities, just like his essence is simple. And this is the likeness of the concept of the whiteness below, that even though it's only the color of the thing bilvad alone, and not its body and its substance, but it's the color and vision of the essence of the thing, and not something in addition and composed. Which is not the case with the garments that enclose the lights, even though they're united with the lights completely. Nonetheless, the very concept of a vessel is that it's on its own a concept that's separate and foreign, or to the concept of light, like the vessels of wisdom and understanding, in comparison to the lights of Chachma and Bina, that the vessel of wisdom, which is the essential vessel of intellect, and so too the vessel of understanding, which is the essential ability to grasp, is a confined existence, and is a foreign thing to the grasping itself. It's the way we grasp, and not the grasp, and not what is grasped. And it's incomparable to the light, which is this simple, uncomposed life. And even though they become one afterwards, that the light is enclosed within the vessel, that is, that it gets a description and a picture, to become an ability and life force to the intellect, Lehavin, and to understand. Nonetheless, since on its essence it's simple, like we said, therefore the kli is called a composition and an addition, like we explained with all the other colors other than white, like red and green, and the like, that even though the color does spread out into the body and inside of the thing that's being colored, in all its parts, and becomes one with it, to the point where you can't separate them, its color, from itself at all. Nonetheless, conceptually, it's something that's in addition to the essence, that at first it was simple, and now it's composed, and in addition, to get to that color.